welcome to the Scrapping Studio. My name is Tracy Walker, Creative Memories Advisor in Des Moines, Iowa. And today is another episode of Sketch Sunday. And we have been working through Sketch Sunday since the beginning of the year. And we're using the 52 Scrapbooking Project Recipe Book, which came out last year. And we today are going to be doing project recipe number 42 on page 88. It was originally done with this Life collection, which is the collection that is still currently available. But we are going to do Full of Wonder, which is a collection that's currently available at the time of recording. So I've kind of already marked what I'm using for my designer papers. I have these three as the designer papers we have here, and then I have the white as my base for that. So for designer paper 1, we are going to punch, and I'm trying to want to see where I'm going to punch. I'm going to punch on this side right here. So I'm going to I'm using the arrow, this is not, or Chevron, so this is not available anymore, but it's a knockout punch. And I'm going to hold on, can't do that yet. I'm thinking, oh yeah, border punch. I need the border maker system. So we're just gonna get punched. That. And then we're going to use, I only put that over there for a moment because I am going to use it again. I'm going to take my trimmer and I'm going to cut 2 inches. And just confirm 2 inches. I'm going to put that over here for now. And then, so we need 10 by 10. So 2 inches is already taken off of there. And I'm going to take 2 inches off of this side. So we got a 10-inch square. All right. So this is where kind of lead some directions. I used the banner punch for that. So that's 10 by, I got 10 by 10. So, and punch along each edge. Emitting stops on either end. Okay, so I want to put this in the middle. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it says, so the middle 4th. So I've got it in the center. Let's readjust this again. So it's kind of like there's a line here and a line there that I've lined up. I don't want to push the front one. I want to push, so that's 1, and then 2, 3, 4, and 5. I've punched those. Now I'm going to turn it. I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to line these up like that. And so I'm skipping 1. I'm going to do 2, 3, 4, 4. All right. And then we're just going to keep turning until we're done. So line up that line there. And we're skipping. We're not doing 1. So that's 1. That's 2. 3, 4, 5. And then we got just one left. I'll line this up. And there's just like these faint gray lines that I'm lining up with. And like I said, I'm skipping 1. I'm doing 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So now we have that. I'm going to put this aside because we don't need this any longer. So we've got, this looks really cool. All right. And I clean up as much debris as we can. So that kind of fits there. Okay. So that was designer paper A. So now designer paper or 2. Designer paper, that was 1. We're going to do 2. So 2, we're first going to cut. Let's try and see. All right. We're going to cut a 1.5 inch strip. And then we're going to cut. So that is, so that's 10.5. Now we're going to turn it and make this 10.5. So we have 10.5. All right. And then this is this side. So what we're going to do is it's going to have you gut it for piece D. So we're going to gut this. So it wants you to do 1.25 inch frame. Okay, so that's 1.25. Let's see, trying to look. So that's 1.5. So 1.25. So this is where I have some clip. Let's see, and then look here. Will be close this. I don't need this necessarily. Okay, so I need 1.25. So I want, there's half 1.25. Oops, I got this thing. I'm like, why is that not right? Okay, keep that and that. So let's put 1.25 here with this clip. So it's going to cut 1.25, and then so it's 10.5 to 9.5, and then 1/4. So that's 9.25. Do I have another? Let's see. I thought I had another clippy sitting there. All right. Let's see. There's one in my little roundabout thing. Shoot. That's interesting. I usually have them just sitting right there. And I had one and not the other. All right. I'm going to pause for a minute while I go look for my clipping. Okay. Found one. All right. So we said we need this at 9.25. So we're 1.25 inches. Okay. So what's really nice about this, let's go back and make sure there's an 1.25 inches. So you're going to just cut until you can't cut no more. And then you're going to turn and then do the same thing and just keep turning around and around and around. Making sure you're just lining up at 1.25 inches. And for a little bit off. Okay. we'll just what I'll end up doing is I must have got those not lined up right. So I'm a little bit short on each end. So 1.25 inches. There we go. Turn it and do the same thing. I'm just lining up with that other line. Inch and a quarter. And up right here. So I should have had it in just a little bit more. There we go. Now I just need to do the other side. Off. Line that up there. I was trying to be fancy and it just didn't work out. But you can use the clips to help get you started and then just keep turning it. There we go. All right. We can now just use our scissors to trim the last little bit of that. All right, so we have that piece is done, and then this piece is they're going to be 4x4. So let's put 4 and 4. That's exactly 4. So I cut them right, and I'm only going to need 3 of these. Okay, just where I lined up my binder clips, but the other measurements are right. So then, all right, and this is really number 3 with this tone on tone paper number 2. I need 2 3/4 inch strips. I got 1. Excuse me. Allergy city. All right, and then I'm going to cut a 4. I always like to cut the short ones first. And then that is scrap. And then 6, not 4. All right. Let's see. Let's flip this over. And we have the base. Then we have this guy. And it's okay if it doesn't end up perfectly cut because this is going to cover it up just like that. So, I mean, I could do that, but I kind of like this a lot better. This is prom pictures for my daughter's senior prom. They what I liked about this collection was it had her dress was black with butterflies, and this has black with butterflies. So I'm very happy about that. So it has it at an angle. I'm just gonna put it like that, and then on this side, I'm gonna do this because I want to be able to see. All right, and then it's got 2 mats. center these here. And the side. This goes on that side. And this goes on this side. All right. We'll get embellishments going here in a minute, but first we'll just get all this adhered down, and then we're going to do the other side. And this is our face. And it has, all right, let's go. So we got this is going to be here, but I need, I'm pretty sure this is what goes underneath. Yep. So let's just put this on. This is going to be, how much do I want to show? I'm going to have about a 1/4 inch showing on that. And then this has a little bit up. That. And then this here. And then it's got 2 6x4s. See if I have any 6x4s cut. Let's see. It's not cut to 6x4. I must feel like I can't really see them is the problem. That's worse. And then I need to open this for a minute to do 6. So these go here, which kind of seems redundant, but, and then this is what goes on top. Oops. Oh. And then we've got okay. This seems like this should be down some. Okay. So let's pull this up and tuck this behind it. It's got moved. Right. There we go. And let's put this guy back down here. So, and then now we can do this guy goes here. And here. I feel like it's moved over just a bit. Move this one over just a tad. And we've got some space. All right, and if I can find my 3.5 cards. No. So that'll hold 3.5 photos, or 3 3/4 or whatever, but this is the sizes I have. Those. Alrighty. For that, and then let's take a look at. So I need. If I have any. I don't think I have any cut. Do I ran out of the regular size ones, and so I've been cutting them with just regular white paper. I seem to out. Let's use a regular like backer sheet or cover sheet. I have the cover sheet for Wonder. I haven't used it yet, but we will use it and then I just take that one. Or if I don't need them, then just use them for something else. Okay, so 5.5. I'm doing 5.5. Getting it on. Let's see here. Okay, so 3.5. And 2. Go to there. Right. Then let's go along. So you could flip it if you needed to for that, but yeah, Okay. Now let's take a look at get rid of this stuff. So this is the left page, and they have it's like a journal box, and these are kind of this is kind of a fun journal. Let's see. Ooh, they got a purple one. I kind of like this journal box. Let's see if we can do some trimming. Right, good. And trim the other side. And we might have to do some fussy cutting for the rest. All right. Scissors. And I'll just cut. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to get rid of all the purple so it doesn't. It'll look pretty close to being the same. Cut that. Sometimes when you get just bigger chunks, it's really hard to. For me, it's harder to fussy cut. All right, let's see here. All right. So the question is, I feel like I'm gonna do this. Try to imitate. Okay. So then it kind of looks like it's maybe put on there like that. I was thinking, oh, I could, but maybe not. I have an idea. So I'm going to hide that under there. And then I'm going to take this and use it like that. So then I've got that. So let's put that down. won't see that I did all sorts of weird cutting for it. And I have the washi tape right there. I'm going to save my strips. And it has like journal on each side, but I don't think so. And the other side, this other side though, I could have it do that. Let's think about that. Let's cut the bottom of this off. Liking your kitty. He probably wants in here so he can get on the table and see what I'm doing. Sometimes he just wants to take my stuff. Okay. So the question is do we cut? Get rid of the rest of this purple. Purple just blends in. And I don't want it like that. I want it like that. So I might do is just trim this. And I can save this for some other time. I can still use this as a journal and keep this. Put that off to the side for now. For that. I feel like, I could have. No, that's two. All right, so what do we have for Little Merman? That's cute. Loving this. Happy. Oh, good life. That's a good one too. Life is picturesque. I want that. Epic adventures. Okay. I'm gonna do those. I'm gonna adhere this down. I'll find something. Oh, I see a little paw. Seeing his little paw underneath my door trying to get in. If I let him in. And I don't want him on that. All right. Let's see here. There's that. There's a butterfly dress. And put that down there. There's that. That looks good. I want to use all the butterflies at once. Just because I like they're so pretty. And there's not that many. The question is do I do put this guy here. Really like that heart thing, but I'm not really sure what to put like up there, and I'm not loving. I'll put that up there. What is in the stickers? We got a lot more. And we got cameras and a whole bunch of other things too. Let's see. Oh, trying to see if there's something. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna put that there. And I'm gonna get some foam squares for this butterfly. Some metal. And then come up with some arrows and arrow. That would look cute. Okay. I'm gonna put an arrow and then adhesive. Let me cover it up. There we go. It's kind of one of those like, do you have? Let me put him down there like that. Do that. Sometimes the hardest part is getting this. Like, what am I going to do for embellishments? All right, so I do like that there. And then I'm going to put this would go right here. And then I'll square this up. Get some squares. Trying to get, can't hardly get that out. Okay. And that looks good there. What other, does it have just black hearts or? Oh my gosh, I am seriously sorry. All right, let's put some little gems around here. Like that. And up here we go. I don't know if I had, like, if there was, I don't know, I don't really have, if I had the foam fit on that or not. I think so. Right there. There we go. All right. We have page number 1. It turned out really cute. All right. So now we have page number 2. They have embellishments. They have a cluster here and parts up there. Okay. So what do we got? Got itchy for a minute. Okay. So happy everything. What was in this stuff that we could go back and look at? Life is picturesque. The Good Life. You seem kind of. Little moments. That might not be bad. What is on this sticker? That seems kind of big. Yeah, here's one. Happy little moments. Let's do that. Tuck it underneath there. Okay. Put these colors over there. All right. We can get some. I usually think we're to go like on top of that. I don't necessarily like that. I kind of like them not. And then I'll put it together up there, but we'll put some foam squares on it. Put one open or do one like that. All right, and those are too big for those. Okay. Let's see what else we got. We got that. And the camera. Put that there. Okay. I'll put some foam on this guy. Mr. Butterfly. Okay. The same color. There we go. That's not there. And put heart right on the edge of that. Got some jewels that we could put one on the camera. Let's use green and blue. And then I went up here. Trying to decide if there's anything else. Okay, there. Yeah. All right. So here is what the pages looked like when they were done with this life collection. And tonight we used, or today, I don't know what I'm saying tonight. Today we used Full of Wonder. Let's move this over so that you can see both. Use the Chevron punch, border maker punch. We used Full of Wonder collection, and at the time of this taping, there was quite a bit of it that was still um, available to purchase. So I thought this would be perfect. I'm using this for prom when I get those prom pictures uh, printed. So thanks for joining me. My name is Tracy Walker, Creative Memories Advisor in Des Moines, Iowa. And if you'd like to join me for one of my events, I will put all the information below. And I hope to see you again. And don't forget to like and subscribe.